All right, folks, here we are. Democrats are planning to cause some kind of disruption. They've been given props and gimmicks. So we'll see how this plays out. A lot of, he has ruffled a lot of feathers, folks. So we're going to see what's going on. I'm here on the border, and I'm telling you what, I just had a great interview with Mark Anthony talking about what could be happening on the border. And it looks like the cartels are planning or organizing, working together for some type of guerrilla warfare, from what I'm being told. And that's all I'm going to say. The rest is on 𝗬𝗠𝗏𝗏. I brought a buddy of mine, Mark Anthony, on the show to talk about the intel he's getting with he does intelligence, he does security, and all the whispers and everything he's hearing about the border. Same thing I'm hearing. It's gonna get real. There's more troops arriving here in El Paso. This is not gonna be as pretty as everyone thinks. You got Justin Trudeau threatening Trump now. They say the gloves are off. I'm gonna be talking more about that tomorrow on the morning show. People are not happy. At least other countries are not happy, and they say that we're gonna feel it here. Now, what my belief on this is, the dollar needs to crash anyway. We need to go into a new system, and it's going to get ugly before it gets better. What's your thoughts on that, Alex?
Yeah, man, that's I think we're still in the midst of that, and there's we're entering the golden age, right? And Trump keeps saying that, and he refers a lot to gold. And how do you get gold? You have to purify it, right? So this is a purification process, and it's not going to be easy the whole time either.
I think this is going to be the toughest part right here, what we're going through here. And I'm really eager to see what he says. I'm eager to see how the Democrats respond. Are the moderators in the chat right now?
Yeah, there's at least, I saw Julie in there. Hey, Julie.
What's up, moderators? Okay, I'm sorry if I'm looking down on my phone, folks. I am sending you, Alex, the email address to Mark Anthony, who was on my show earlier, who I brought on talking about what's going on with the cartels. So hopefully we can talk about it very minimally here on FluffTube. But folks, I'm telling you, I got Ben Berkham on 𝗬𝗠𝗏𝗏, and I got Mark Anthony on there talking about the intelligence. How do I say this for this channel? But could Ukraine be supplying the cartels with military-grade weaponry? Okay. We go into detail on that on 𝗬𝗠𝗏𝗏. It's going to be your place to go. And by the way, folks, what am I now, Alex? I was top 100 podcast. I think I just moved into the top 70 or something like that.
Yeah,
I think I'm number 6.
Huh? 58, I think. Yeah, 58, man. Almost in the top 50.
I'm moving, man. I'm moving, baby. Yeah. Going for that championship belt. Going for that championship belt. I mean, you got to just, for me, it's just I never would have expected it, but I mean, we just got to stay busy, Alex, and keep hammering out these shows and stay transparent and let the audience decide. Like I always say, I wish I could see the chat. I can't see the chat, but
do you want to pull it up on your phone or just look at it?
Yeah, I guess I could do that. I guess I'd probably be the smart.
You can be, you don't have to be like totally focused on the camera the whole time.
Mark Anthony says go ahead and send the link. We'll bring him on here too. I'm going to bring him on just for a guest appearance.
Sure, yeah.
I sent it to your I sent it to your phone.
Oh, text. Okay.
Maybe I can get him on for a second.
Yeah, let me call him or email him rather.
So this is going to be interesting. So I'm going to try to have Mark Anthony talk about the things he's been hearing, the rumblings around the border. Apparently, they're supposed to be sacrificing the red heifer in the mid-March. Okay, so I heard that too. So there's a lot of stuff here that I think I could brush over and not screw with the policies. But I just want to welcome everyone here. If you're watching this with us, thank you. This was a last-second thing. Alex just got back in town. We are going to be doing the morning show tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m., and it's going to be fun. I have the question figured out for tomorrow morning. Here we are. All right, folks. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can turn it up.
You know what they say about politics, Alex?
What's that?
It's the Hollywood for old people, for ugly people. Sorry, it's the Hollywood for ugly people, ugly and old people. So this is off the official site, correct?
Yeah, that's from WhiteHouse.gov.
Who's that he's talking to right there in the hat? Is that Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Yes, that's who that is. Yep. Oh, Mark Anthony's here.
Okay, bring him on in.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
I'm good. How about you guys?
We're getting ready to watch this, but I just wanted to bring you on real quick about the discussion we had on the phone and on Nino'sCorner.tv. Serious things are about to happen on the border, correct?
Absolutely. My intel is telling me it's all about getting ready to get wrapped up, and people are coming together. Cartels are coming together. They're joining forces because they know they can't win on their own. So it looks like it's going to be a big bang down on the border.
And so another thing you told me was that the red heifer is also getting ready to be sacrificed, mid this month? Is that when they're planning to do it? So really events should take off a lot faster after that, right?
I think so. It's rather mid this month or next month. I'll have to look at my calendar, but it's this month or next month. I think it's this month. So you got the red heifer being sacrificed. Is it called 𝗬𝗃𝗁𝗃? I never can say that word, but anyway. So you got a lot of biblical events that are happening around all of what we're seeing right now today, and it's going to change the dynamics of what we're seeing worldwide.
And I think the first place that's going to be affected is the border, because I know you're hearing this. I'm hearing the rumblings, but you're getting pretty precise intel on what they're getting ready to do. Working together, cartels are going to be working together on one mission and one mission only, and that is to fight America.
And inside of America and outside of America, Nino.
Inside America and outside of America, folks. You can go to Nino'sCorner.tv where we go in depth, in detail on his intel and his sources. You know, we can only talk about it here with a broad brush because they're a protected class on this channel. Unbelievable. So the Democrats were supposed to cause some kind of bring some kind of adversity to the State of the Union tonight. I've been told they were given props and crap like that. So, you know, we'll see. But I'm very curious to see what Trump has to say. Have you noticed that Trump cares about that golden orange anymore? It's kind of letting the gray go out, huh?
Yeah. Maybe that was a significant sign.
Well, here he comes. Mark, I'm going to get to this. I appreciate you coming on. I'll call you. Let's do another show soon. I'm going to go ahead and listen to Alex and I are going to commentate on this. But folks, go to Nino'sCorner.tv. Mark Anthony did a great job today, and we talked about the intel coming in the border. Mark, I'll call you after this. Thank you very much for joining.
Hey, buddy. Yep.
All right, my man. Thank you. Alex, you there?
Yes.
All right, let's hope the sound is good. How's the audience right now? Are they liking this?
Yeah, how's it sound, guys? How's it looking? Or sounding, rather?
You know, Trump always carries himself so well, man. He looks like he carries himself as a general.
Seriously, yeah. Yeah.
See how one side standing up and applauding him and the other half is sitting down?
I guess that's how it was for Biden, too. That's kind of
yeah.
how it is, huh?
Oh, you got to turn up the volume.
Turn up. Well,
Can you?
got it all the way up on the feed, so Maybe I can boost.
Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States,
Beautiful. That's the way a first lady should look. Handles herself with class.
members of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America is back.
Okay, so you see the people in red and pink there, Alex? That's them. That's the protest. You see them there, Alex?
I see those. That's what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, some of them.
6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started. I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before. The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it. The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes. We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
You're the chorus of boos.
Yeah. Look how he just steps back and lets him chant. He steps back and lets him override that with chants.
With the pointing.
And
Look
won
at this.
counties in our country, 2,700 to 525, on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican.
Oof. It's kind of a nice sight to not see Nancy Pelosi behind
Now,
him.
for
Huh?
the first time in modern history,
Right.
more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
He's got to put it in their face.
Likewise,
He's gonna drop some bombs.
small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded.
Mr.
A
President.
41-point jump.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning.
Ooh, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I have never. This is
Members are
unprecedented.
engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session.
Wow.
Wow.
I've never seen this. I mean, I don't know what's going on from their point of view, but
This is crazy.
now remember I said they were planning to disrupt this somehow, some way to protest. But that just shows you how classless they are.
Unbelievable.
Mr.
We had to
Green,
sit
take
through
your
this for
seat.
4 years
Take your seat,
with
sir.
Biden.
Take your seat.
Exactly.
You're gonna get thrown out, homie.
Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Come on, you gotta show it. You gotta show it. What does he have there in his hand? What is that?
Who is that? Like the 𝗬𝗃𝗂𝗁𝗃 guy or something.
He looks like the guy that cleans my windshield on North Mesa. So he comes up to me with a windshield wiper and starts, hey, get out of here, get out of here.
No, I don't want it.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you. Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
I wonder how many people are texting him.
Yeah.
In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation. By many. And what makes it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about
Oh boy.
I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever.
I've heard it's less than 100 a day right now in this area. So that's the
Wow.
lowest it's ever been. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you for the super chat, folks. Thank you. So I'm very happy.
They
to see
heard
you
my
here.
words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month, and virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that? This is my 5th such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
He's wearing a purple tie, huh?
Yeah, notice that.
Look at them. Look at this. Look at that. All these miserable people. Oh, there's the props. What does it say?
Oh, is that Nancy Pelosi? Right? Is that her there? Or
mock? Yeah. What does that say?
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America?
Musk steals.
Okay.
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
Okay, there you are. Yeah, Musk steals. There it is. Jeez. Pathetic.
Every day, my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid. I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars that other countries were not paying. I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization. And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council.
I bet you NATO's going to be next. I bet you NATO's
We ended
next.
all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction.
All the companies that are in Mexico right now are going to be coming here to America.
To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did in my very successful first term. And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job. And we have ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
Not too good.
Not too good.
And I have stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back.
Well, I don't know. Not everyone got the memo, I don't think.
And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America.
How was that not already?
I know. ¿Por qué? ¿Qué? ¿Qué pasó?
I renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America.
Oh, geez.
They can't stand that for some reason.
They can't, right? No.
And likewise, I renamed, for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again. Beautiful Alaska. We love Alaska. We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military.
Boom. That's huge.
And our country will be woke no longer.
I still feel that's going to
We
take a full
believe that whether
generation
you
to
are a
unravel, though.
doctor, an
There's
accountant,
going
a
to be so much
lawyer, or
damage
an
for
air
Yeah,
it's
traffic
already done so
should
much
become
damage.
adults.
You should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender. Very important. You should be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Hey, what the hell?
Oh my God.
Hey, what are you
How could
doing?
he say that?
How is he doing this to us?
I also signed an executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports. Three years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side and ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it. Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding.
Has Maine cooperated yet? Do you know anything about that? If anyone in the chat knows, please put that in the chat below. I wonder if Maine's playing ball yet or not. Thank you, Beverly Adams.
Thank you, Beverly.
That's right, Michelle. Thank you,
Thank
Michelle
you,
Christians.
And if you really want to see numbers, just take a look at what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman for a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours.
Thank you for the super
for
chat.
women, and it's very bad for our country. We're not going to put up with it any longer.
Damn, by 5 hours?
This is just insanity. How could anyone do this?
How do you feel good about yourself? I mean, it's just like
crazy. Terry
What
Carter,
I've just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world. Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never. Never going to let that happen.
thank you. The world needs you. And Carrie,
Among my very
Karen
highest
Armstrong, thank you.
priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare. Their
Yeah, the purple
policies
tie.
drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again.
Thank you, Wayne.
Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control.
How much do you
The
pay
egg
for eggs?
price is out of control.
I get them delivered by a
And
farm.
we're working hard
but
to
they're a
get
little
it
more
back
than what,
down.
they're like
Secretary,
$1
do a good
something
job on
an egg
that.
if I
You
had to
inherited
work
a
out the
total
math.
mess from the previous administration. Do a good job.
Yeah, I like the free range organic stuff. So
Yeah, I don't buy store eggs, man. I try to eat as
A
organic
major
as I can.
focus of our fight to defeat
Local.
inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy.
Thank
The
you. The world
previous
needs you.
administration cut the number of new
Thank you.
oil and gas leases
cool
by
name.
95%,
it's a good one.
slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than
Thanks, Karen.
100
Thank you,
power
Karen.
plants. We are opening up many of those power plants right now.
Mexico is going to go into civil unrest and civil war. People need to realize this. This is what's coming.
And frankly, we have never seen anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency. As you've heard me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill.
We need peace. Thank you. Oh, yeah, cursive writing.
Great point. We bring back cursive writing.
My administration is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska, among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one. It will be truly spectacular. It's all set to go. The permitting is gotten. And later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths here in the USA.
I wonder if he's going to say anything about Ukraine. With 𝗬𝗠ance.
I know. I'm waiting for that.
To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but will be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars.
Imagine he pulls out a sheet of paper and starts naming off the Epstein list.
That's really what
to
I'm
that
doing.
end, I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency, 𝗀𝗃. Perhaps you've heard of it. Perhaps.
Oh,
which
dang,
is
there's
headed
Elon.
by Elon Musk, who
There he
is
is.
in the gallery
Blue
tonight.
tie.
Wow. You can't help but love Elon either, man. It's weird. I just, man. I can't, I'm not going to say I trust him, but I want to love the guy.
I feel like he like switched sides or
Thank
something.
you, Elon.
Like
That's how I
Working
feel.
Very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody
Thank you
here,
for the super
even this
chat.
side, appreciates it, I believe.
hey, thank you.
They just don't want to admit that. Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified.
Oh, let's listen to this.
$22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is.
What's that even mean?
$8 million to promote �LGBT_QI+ in the African nation.
You forgot
of
the A.
Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America, $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender.
What? Wow, man.
This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program. $1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named 𝗬cie 𝗰𝗶𝗹. Have you ever heard of her?
Wow, you threw her under the bus.
A $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City.
Takes more than that.
He's a real estate developer. He's done very well.
I wonder how much they've done in El Paso.
$250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well
Just
with
essential
Oh,
stuff.
because they're so very
What we're doing.
sneaky.
We should use it ourselves. And $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education, the most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud.
Common sense finally begins. Thanks for making this fun. Thank you, Betty.
Thank you for making it fun, buddy. And everybody, chat's going on.
And we've taken back the money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things. Taking back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, the federal
Common sense finally rings free again.
estimated annual
Thank
fraud
you,
of over
𝗬𝗂𝗋𝗋.
$500 billion in our nation. And we
Thank
are
you.
working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list
Buddy and
4.7
Bro,
million
thank you.
Social
Go
Security
ahead, Alex.
members.
Sorry.
No, I was saying the same thing. Thank you, Buddy and Bro. Go check out Buddy and Bro's travel adventures, everyone.
It lists 3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million people from ages 120 to 129. 3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139.
You're kidding me.
3.5 million people from ages 140 to 149.
This is disgusting.
And money is being paid to many of them. And we're searching right now. In fact, Pam, good luck. Good luck. You're going to find it. But a lot of money is paid out to people because it just keeps getting paid, and nobody does. And it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old.
Jeez, how could they be
We
sitting
have a
there?
healthier country than I thought, Bobby.
Oh my gosh, man.
Hilarious, man.
He's just dumping all over them. I mean, it's just
Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229. One person between the age of 240 and 249. And one person is listed at 360 years of age. More than 100 years. More than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to find out where that money's going. And it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find, we will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families.
thank you, Strange Days. Yeah. See, this is coming in phases, folks. This is in phases. Reveal it to the people first. Let them see where their money's going. Justice and everything else will be coming next. Watch. This is being done in phases.
And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it.
I want him to say get rid of the Federal Reserve. But I think that's happening, getting rid of the IRS, right? I mean, on its own.
It would be like in the chain, the domino chain.
Yeah.
Think.
With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the gold card.
It does seem like
on the
Trump's
way.
trying to
Goes on sale
Stay on my way.
for
on
$5
my way.
million. We will
Yeah, the
allow
audio
the
seems
most
to get a little bit
successful
lower. I'll see
job-creating
if I can.
people from all over the world to buy
That's
a
not my
path
problem.
to
That's
US
Alex's problem.
Citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated.
Stay on the way.
And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs. They'll also be taking people out of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success for a company out there. So while we take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country, we will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money.
Oh, thank you, Commander Shepard. I'm having so much fun.
Americans have given us
Commander
a
Shepard,
mandate
thank
for
you.
bold
Wow.
and profound
Appreciate that.
change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential in every possible way. The nation founded by pioneers and risk takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt. Approvals that should take 10 days to get instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will
Thank you,
restore true
Jeremiah.
democracy to America again.
You're welcome. You all have been my rock, too. Hey, David, you're so crazy.
And any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately.
Wow, that's a big
Because
statement
we are
right there.
draining the swamp. It's very simple.
Here we go.
And the
Drain it.
days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
Oof. They better pay especially close attention right here. I got a feeling it's going to get real. He looked right over at him. He's looking at him.
And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts, because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that.
Damn.
But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you. It's a very, very big part of our plan. We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan. We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors.
Wow. Huge. Look, they're not even standing for that. How can they not stand across the board?
This is just, I mean, what do they want?
Don't Democrats want that?
And I also want to make interest
They want to be
payments
Ukrainian
on car
citizens,
loans
is what they
tax
want.
deductible, but only if the car is made in America.
Wow.
And by the way, we're going to have growth in the auto industry like nobody's ever seen. Plants are opening up all over the place. Deals are being made. Never seen. That's a combination of the election win and tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? That, along with our other policies, will allow our auto industry to absolutely boom. It's going to boom. Spoke to the majors today, all three, the top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world.
Bring it home.
Oh, thank you, Eric. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I wasn't expecting
This has taken
that.
place since our
Crazy, man.
great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country.
Look, he just stares at him with that look.
In addition, as part of our tax cuts, we want to cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expensing. It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country. First term. We had a
Thank
great
you so
first
much,
term.
RBB. Thank you.
Thank you, RBB. We appreciate it so much.
Yeah, everyone's loving you, Alex, man.
If you
You're a
don't
great
make
addition.
your product in America, however, under
Thank
the
you,
Trump
guys.
administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair.
That's
India
changed.
charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea, but that's what happens. This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was. And so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't
Ooh,
wanna
thank
be
you, Rumble. I
accused of
forgot
April
about Rumble.
Fool's Day.
Yeah,
That's what
got a
has
good crowd
not-
over there.
Just one day
Do we?
Shout
would
out to
cost
the
us a
Rumble
lot of
crowd.
money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever
Wow.
they tax
Ooh.
us, we will tax them.
Sounds
If
right.
they do non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that too. They don't even allow us in their market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it. We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer.
Thank you, Denise.
Thanks to me.
The golden age of America is here.
Bring it on, baby.
Much has been said over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada, but we have very large deficits with both of them. But even more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young, beautiful people, destroying families. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
I've
They
heard
are, in
over
effect,
100,000 a
receiving
year.
subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer. Thanks to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won. Apple announced $500 billion investment. Tim Cook called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market.
Thank you, American
Announced
woman.
a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA.
Wow. China's getting in a worse and worse situation, huh?
And we're not giving them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people, and they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act, and whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt or any other reason you want to. Our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer.
Thank you, Robin.
Wow, thank you, Robin.
Who will now be selling
I'm in this all the way.
into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you. Because there's goods that come in from other countries and companies. They're really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in, and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers, starting on April 2nd, it may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers,
No pun intended.
have a lot of fun. I love you too. I love you too. It's all going to happen.
I wonder what's going to happen to all the land that China's bought, all the farmland, you know? I think that's coming next.
And I have also imposed a 25% tariff on foreign aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long. Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard. Has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raise 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole, and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children. So great, Jeff.
Wow.
Thank you, Rita Garza.
Rita.
Whatever happened to that Joe the plumber guy? Remember him?
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Joe the plumber.
Gotta get him on
Whatever
this.
Stories like Jeff's remind us that tariffs are not just about protecting American jobs. They're about protecting the soul of our country. Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. No, you're not. Oh. And look where Biden took us. Very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much. And I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States.
Wow. Look at her, beautiful, elegant, classy.
Classy.
Classy, classy, classy.
Radiates class.
Melania's work has yielded incredible results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter the workforce. Our First Lady is joined by 2 impressive young women. Very impressive.
Big Raiders, the Raiders.
From the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative, and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deep fake image produced by a peer. With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act, and this is so important. Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand up, John. Thank you, John. Thank you all very much.
Camera's like, we're not showing him.
Thank you. And thank you to John Thune and the Senate. Great job. To criminalize the publication of such images online is terrible, terrible thing. And once it passes the House, I look forward to signing that bill into law. Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind. Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody.
I agree with that.
That's great. Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you.
So that's for deep fakes and stuff like that?
But if we truly care about protecting Americans,
so that's the battle of artificial intelligence right there.
Crucial really is. Securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets of dangerous cities all throughout the world because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies. They are now strongly embedded in our country, but we are getting them out and getting them out fast.
I know the ones here in El Paso are not even showing up to work.
That's what I heard too, and
It's pretty wild.
it's incredible.
And I want
what
to
you're
thank
doing.
Tom Homan and Christy. I want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of our law enforcement. Have to.
But see, you know, what they're not talking about that I'm talking about on Nino's Corner.tv,
Last
folks,
year,
is the coming cartel warfare.
a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration.
Heartless.
It was indeed a failed
Right.
administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this evening are Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren.
That's rough, man. That's really rough. We'll never be the same.
God bless them.
Never the same.
Last year, I told Laken's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act.
He's just kicking ass and taking names, man.
Yeah.
It's
The fact
called
that they're not
the
even
Laken
standing for that.
Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley.
You mean to tell me the Democrats can't even stand up for that?
Oh, they won't even
Not even
stand
for
for that. It's just disgraceful, man. This is just
No
this isn't even
humanity,
about politics.
no respect.
Thank you very much. Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history, and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you. The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Oh, that stings, baby. Yeah.
From the top rope.
Yeah.
Thank you. Joe Biden didn't just open our borders, he flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before. beautiful towns destroyed. Now, just as I promised in my inaugural address, we are achieving the great liberation of America.
Greatest president ever, man.
But there still is much work
That's
to be
it.
done.
It's gonna
Here
be.
tonight is a woman I have gotten to know, 𝗦𝗦cie𝗰𝗶𝗹𝗶𝗶 from Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, 𝗦𝗦cece's 12-year-old daughter, her precious 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗀, walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered. Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are 2 illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly. Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter. And earlier tonight, I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much. She loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge, a pristine, peaceful, 34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I
Tea-Lin, thank
formally
you, Tea-Lin.
renamed that
Thank you. Tea-Lin.
refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order?
Wow, he's gonna sign it right then and there, huh?
Right here, right now. Oh, good. Someone on the other side standing up. This lady might have
He has a heart,
a little bit of a
still a heartbeat
right.
left. Yeah. 𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗃, thank you.
God bless America. Amen.
Thank you very much. All 3 savages charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's murders were members of the Venezuelan prison gang, the toughest gang, they say, in the world, known as Tren de Aragua. 2 weeks
Aragua
ago, I
way.
officially
Okay.
designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations.
And this is what's going to get those politicians. This is going to be one of them. One of the ways. Those crooked politicians. And they know it. They know it.
They are now officially in the same category as ISIS, and that's not good for them. Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy.
Wow. I think 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 should, a lot of people should give credit to him too, man. That guy took a lot of
January,
blasts from the
Roberto
cartels.
and another agent were
Got
patrolling
shot up.
by the Rio Grande near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. When heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them, Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much.
You know, just to think that Trump, you know, he really shouldn't be here today after that attempted assassination in Butler, Pennsylvania. Just the way he turned his head, the way he talks, that saved his life. First of all, God saved his life, but I'm just saying, like, that little tilt of the head that he does all the time, occasionally, that saved his life.
Many calls
at the right second.
He's a great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war in America, and it's time for America to win.
Is Trump having a special guest tonight? Imagine it is 𝗬𝗏𝗃 in a suit.
𝗬𝗏𝗃 comes out in that gimp suit from Pulp Fiction.
Oh, yeah, in leather.
5 nights ago,
dog chain connected to him.
Because
Trump's holding him there.
Tariff policy,
tapping his head with his
finger. Like in Pulp Fiction.
Handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy. First time ever. But we need Mexico and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans expect Congress to send me this funding without delay so I can sign it into law. So, Mr. Speaker, John Thune, both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Clint.
Mr.
Clint
Leader,
Wallace.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Clint.
Let's get it to me. I'll sign it so
I
fast.
have some Wallaces in my family tree, by the way.
Oh, it's a good name.
William Wallace.
Yeah. It's good blood. Good bloodline.
Yeah. I have that in my family tree.
And as we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns. In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics. Many jurisdictions virtually ceased enforcing the law.
Points like
this,
like, oh my gosh.
Repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck. Cash, wherever you may be, good luck. Good luck. Pam Bond.
And just to think I've had Cash on my show like 5-6 times.
Important. Going to do a great job. Cash.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, Cash.
There he is.
There he is. Looks like he lost a little weight.
Probably not eating or sleeping quite as much these days.
Yeah.
They've already started very strong.
He's uncovering,
fantastic job. You're going to be very proud of them. We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they soon will respect it. This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers, so I have no choice.
I really hope he says something about the Epstein list, don't you? I mean, I just hope he mentions it. At least.
1 year ago this month,
That would be amazing.
31-year-old New
Wow.
York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer Diller's service, and when I met his wife and one-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie.
Also, thank you, Benji. Benji Kreiner, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's try to get to number 1. Let's try to do it.
Let's go.
Never would expect it to be in the top 100. I've never paid attention to ratings since I was boxing. Since boxing.
Yeah, but that's
Now here I am paying attention to ratings again, Alex.
Stephanie, we're going to make sure that
Everything
Ryan
comes
knows
full
his dad was
circle.
a true
That's
hero,
Dude,
New
can't
York's
get away from it.
finest. And we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law.
I know a lot of people from the auditing community that might not like that too much, but hey, I mean, you know, it's got to be. It is what it is. You got to protect.
For a new crime
men in
bill
blue.
getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers.
Thank you, Kim Maxwell.
So they can do their jobs without
Wow.
fear of their lives
huge.
being
Thank you,
totally
Kim.
destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed. Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer.
Appreciate him.
DJ, look, he's already dressed up as a police officer. DJ Daniel.
There he is.
Look at him, man.
Yeah, he's already serious. Got that serious face on.
He already wants to write up
Wow.
tickets and shit.
Yeah. Oh. Simba
Look,
moment.
he even has the like demeanor of a police
Oh, he
officer.
does, yeah.
He's like, Dad, put me down now.
But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago.
Wow.
Good boy, kid.
Wow, God bless him. His dad's so proud of him, man. Look at his dad right there next to him. Oh, man. God bless him.
Wonderful.
That's awesome.
Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer actually a number of times. The police love him. The police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
He'll probably do a better job than... He's all, let's get to work.
Yeah. This wow, man, this is great.
That's so cool. Oh, look at that, man. Oh my gosh, bro. That's, tell me that doesn't pull on your heart, man. How old is he? 13?
God, I missed it. I missed the age.
Thank you, DJ.
Say 10?
DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger.
Here we go.
Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%. Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for
Wayne
our
Hopkins,
new
thank you.
presidential commission to make
Thank you, Wayne.
America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services,
Appreciate it, Wayne.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
There he is.
Yes. The man the Democrats scorned and spurned. Iced him out. Thought they did.
Yeah.
With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly they forget.
See?
Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment, poisons out of our food supply, and keep our children healthy and strong. As an example, not long ago, and you can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000 children had autism, 1 in 10,000, and now it's 1 in 36. There's something wrong, 1 in 36. Think of that. So we're going to find out what it is, and there's nobody.
I think we all
better
know
than
what it
Bobby
is,
and
but he's
all
not
of the
saying it.
people that are working with you. You have the best.
We all
to,
know what it is, but he's
figure
not saying
out
it. Don't put it
what
in the
is going
comments either,
on.
please.
Okay, Bobby, good luck. It's a very
Please don't put it in the
important job.
comments.
Thank you.
Keep the,
But we all know what it is.
so that stuff, UNCENSORED.tv.
Thank you. My administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools. A few years ago, January Littlejohn and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl. Teachers and administrators conspired to deceive January and her husband while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns. They, them pronoun, actually, all without telling January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Look at this.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology. I also signed an order to cut off all taxpayer funding to
Thank
any
you, Valerie
institution
Ross.
that
Thank you for being
engages
with me since the
sexual
beginning.
mutilation of our youth.
I hope you stick with me. Thank you, Valerie.
And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie.
You know the demons in hell are
And our
just.
message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you.
Right.
Ooh,
Amen.
beautiful, beautiful.
There's no right or wrong way to be a little boy or a little girl.
Right. You gotta just sit
Because
there,
we're
man, quiet.
wokeness out of our schools and out of our military, and it's already out, and it's out of our society. We don't want it. Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad. It's gone. It's gone. And we feel so much better for it, don't we? Don't we feel better?
The air is lighter, man.
Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary of Defense, congratulations. And he's not big into the woke movement, I can tell you. I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years, and that all armed services are having among the best recruiting results ever in the history of our services. What a difference.
Wow. Wow.
And you know, it was just a few months ago where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had. What a tremendous turnaround. It's really a beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country and they love being in our military again. So it's a great thing. And thank you very much. Great job. Thank you.
You trust the leadership.
We're joined tonight by a young man, Jason Hartley, who knows the weight of that call of duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a six-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA.
Damn.
And his greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point.
I have some friends that went to West Point.
Wow.
That's cool.
And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into. But I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining
this
the
kid's
Corps
gonna
of
just...
Cadets.
That's pretty cool, man. Is that the other side? Is it? I can't tell. I mean,
yeah, I don't know if they're on the other, like they're just positioned over on that side. I don't know that they.
Thank you.
Who was it?
Jason, you're going to be on the long gray line, Jason. As Commander-in-Chief, my focus is on building the most powerful military of the future. As a first step, I'm asking Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland, all made in the USA.
So like Israel's the Iron Dome, right?
And Ronald Reagan wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually. And other places they have it. Israel has it. Other places have it. And the United States should have it too, right, Tim? Right? They should have it too. So I want to thank you. But it's a very, very important. This is a very dangerous world. We should have it. We want to be protected, and we're going to protect our citizens like never before. To boost our defense,
there won't be any more Chinese balloons either.
Going to resurrect the American
How did that get all the way across
industry,
the
including
country?
commercial shipbuilding and
not with the Golden Dome. They
Shipbuilding.
will not now.
And for that purpose, I am announcing tonight that we will create a new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America where it belongs. We used to make so many ships. We don't make them anymore very much, but we're going to make them very fast, very soon. It will have a huge impact. To further enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it.
You know, it makes me think about 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗓, man. I've had 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗓 on my show. When she started talking
Just
about this
today,
and
a
doing all the
large
research on
American
it,
company
this all just
announced
surfaced
they
back
are
in.
buying both ports around the Panama Canal and lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals. The Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others, but others could use it. But it was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died building the Panama Canal. They died of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work. They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die. The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it up to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1, but that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
I'm telling you right now, 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗓 did a lot of research on this, and she brought it to the light first before I knew anybody on my show on Nino's Corner.tv. News before it's news, folks.
And we have Marco Rubio in charge. Good luck, Marco. Now, we know who to blame.
I gotta stop making fun of that guy. He's like part of the
Marco's
cabinet.
been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it. He got 100 votes.
Thank you, Laura
You know,
Stone.
he was approved with actually 99.
Lori and
but
Chris, thank you
the
guys.
100th was this gentleman,
Appreciate that.
and I feel very certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes. And I'm either very, very happy about that or I'm very concerned about it. But he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you.
I can't get myself to like this guy. I'm trying. I mean, I have to now.
Great job.
You got to force feed him.
I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for
Greenland.
National security and even international security. And we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security. And I think we're going to get it.
Damn.
One way or the other, we're going to get
Great
it.
people in Greenland.
One way or the other, we're going to get it.
We will keep you safe. We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before.
Forget it. They're going to be
small population, but very, very large piece of land and very, very important for military security. America is once again standing strong against the forces of radical Islamic terrorism. 3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew. Perhaps the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top terrorist responsible for that atrocity, and he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice.
Wow. Who, Joe Biden?
And I want to thank especially the government of Pakistan for helping arrest this monster. This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them, whose children were murdered, and the
13
many
families.
people that were so badly, over 42 people, so badly injured on that fateful day in Afghanistan. What a horrible day. Such incompetence was shown that when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was. Should have never happened. Grossly incompetent people. I spoke to many of the parents and loved ones, and they're all in our hearts tonight. just spoke to him on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child, brother, sister, son, daughter was killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords. And now we're going to build on that foundation to create a more peaceful and prosperous future for the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People have been talking about that so much lately with everything going on with Ukraine and Russia. But a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually. I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything. Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
What?
Oof.
2,000 people are being killed every single week. More
Wow.
than that. They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans, but I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine by far. Think of that. They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us, and they don't. But we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening. Biden has authorized more money in this fight than Europe has spent by billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't have stopped it and said at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us. That didn't happen. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you.
Wow.
We appreciate that he sent this letter. Just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Wow. Came groveling back, huh?
Wouldn't that be beautiful? It's time to stop this madness. It's time to halt the killing. It's time to end the senseless war. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
Wow, look at her. And America's back. I mean, this is just incredible to watch.
Wow.
To Mark and his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Where his mother has lived for the past 78 years. I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally. That was not pleasant. And that is where I
How's the
met
ear
his
looking? The ear's
beautiful
looking
mom
good.
right
Yeah.
before I walked onto that stage. And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I? Never forgot. Less than 10 minutes later, at that same rally, gunfire rang out, and a sick and deranged assassin unloaded 8 bullets from his sniper's perch into a crowd of many thousands of people. My life was saved by a fraction of an inch, but some were not so lucky. 𝗀𝗂𝗶𝗹 was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound.
Jeez.
𝗀𝗂𝗶𝗹 knew instantly what it was and what to do. He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets with his own body. 𝗀𝗂𝗶𝗹 was hit really hard. You know the story from there. He sacrificed his life to save theirs. 2 others, very fine people, were also seriously hit. But thankfully, with the help of 2 great country doctors, we thought they were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their 2 beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee. Thank you.
They better, the left better stand up on this one.
And I'm sure
They've got to be standing, right? I mean,
even if they're not clapping, they're standing.
they've got to stand. I mean, have some decency, man. Jeez. I mean,
to Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his 3 beautiful ladies right now, and he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on. Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true American patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than ever before. I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. I believe that.
he gives glory to God.
Thank you.
Saved by God to make America great again.
Thank you.
Then look, they still don't stand. They still don't stand. Have some decency, man.
Thank you very much.
Everybody
From
on
the
that
Patriots
side has
of
swamp gas right
Lexington
now.
and Concord to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon. Americans have always been the
Hey,
people
wait a
who
minute there.
defied all odds,
Wait a
transcended
minute there.
all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and
Do it
did whatever
again.
it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people. Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country, because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier. They chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world with American marvels like the Empire State Building, the mighty Hoover Dam, and the towering Golden Gate Bridge. They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world, and gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel. We stand on the shoulders of these pioneers who won and built the modern age. These workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities. These warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty. And it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher, and we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we are going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond.
You know, Doge is not looking into NASA, are they? Have they said anything about that? See, that concerns me.
It's coming. It's going to come, man.
I mean, is it? But is it? I don't know.
Well,
the one thing they're keeping from everybody is NASA. I don't.
And through it all, we are going to rediscover the
at.
unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve.
You know, he's got a lot of endurance, man.
I don't
My
know.
fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future, because
He doesn't drink
the
coffee.
golden age
Never
of
drank a cup of
America
coffee.
has only
What?
just begun. It will be
I'm
like
a coffee
nothing
fanatic.
that has ever been seen before. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless America.
You know, you got to give it to him. I mean, dude, I'm sitting here through this. It's almost 2 hours I can hardly make it 45 minutes to an hour on a podcast, and this guy's up there at 80 years old. How old is he? 78?
It's like 77 or something.
Okay, so let's just round up 80. The guy's 80 up there at the podium, and then he's probably going to go and work some more right now. He probably gets 4 to 5 hours of sleep at night.
If that, yeah.
If that. You're right, if that.
But he's back up and at it. Yeah, he's just like, he's got that fountain of youth, like,
yeah, tenacity
coming from a higher source on it. You know?
Yeah, like what the hell are they pumping him with, dude? Like, I bet you he's on some great stuff, some Tesla stuff. Well, that's our president, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's our man. And not once did the Democrats stand up. I mean, they made it a point to be defiant, no decency whatsoever, no, just classless. It's just one of those things that it never surprises me. It is what it is. I don't know. What do you think about it, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, that was, I guess I didn't expect anything better from that side, side of the aisle. But yeah, that was really interesting. He went for a long time. Are they usually this long?
I don't know how long they're supposed to be. All I know is that my right butt cheek is numb, and
yeah.
but I will say, like, I just, with everything that's going on, people still want to see the damn Epstein list. He didn't mention it, and that bothers me. There's a couple things that bother me. There's a few things that bother me. Number one, the Democrats never stood up once. Obviously, that's an obvious. I mean, talk about just classless, just no decency at all, right?
Seriously. But
there's some things that bother me on Trump's end too, like call me whatever you want, conspiracy theorist, whatever. But the NASA thing, I've had guests on my show that have proven the moon thing, and why do we have to keep perpetuating this? Why can't we if we're coming clean on everything else, why not that? It's like the one thing they want to keep from us. It's so important. So that bothers me. And, I don't know. It bothers me. And it just call me. I mean, a lot of people probably, say what you want, but, that's how I view it. But overall, I thought the speech was great. I wish he could have at least made a statement about the Epstein list. Like, it is coming, at least let people know it's coming.
Yeah.
Because it's really all about the children. At the end of the day, this is all about the children, dude. That's the end of it. That's what they're trying to hide.
Well, that's what they don't want you looking into NASA about in these the secret space programs. They're using human slavery to fill these programs out. And that's what they really don't want people to do.
That's another thing too, right? So there's two camps in that, right? Like, I'm in the camp that we never went to the moon. That's just me. But I'm not saying there's not a secret space program. I'm saying they're really, I'm not the conventional way, right? Not with what we saw, but
they faked the footage. They faked footage, for sure. And then
we got to be careful on YouTube, by the way.
Well,
but
yeah, right.
Yeah, but I mean, but it is what it is. But we'll get into that on another show, folks. But Alex, thank you for joining me. This was great. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, tomorrow morning. We have a couple super chats. There was one earlier from Alan Krause. He sent $50, which is a lot. Thank you, Alan. But
thank you. Wow, that's huge.
This was a question I didn't want to get into maybe while Trump was talking, but I don't know if you.
Yeah, I just had Mark Anthony talking about this. Nina, from what I've heard, from what I have, the red heifers will be sacrificed on the first day of Passover. Do you think the two super volcanoes, 𝗵𝗶𝗱𝗶, I guess, and Isle of, I hope I'm saying this, Santorini, Greece, showing so much activity is a coincidence? No, I don't. I don't know what you all think of Bo Pony, but I think he's gonna be right one of these times. You know what I mean? Like, it's coming. I don't know if it's gonna be this April or next April, but he's gonna be right. I do see some things happening around the world already. There's some rumblings. LA is expected to get a big one. I mean, volcanoes are expected to erupt. I just hope it's not in Yellowstone. I hope nothing happens in Yellowstone, but holy cow, man. I mean, we are living in those times. So I expect the unexpected, I say. And especially with this this red heifer thing. When that happens, I think the events are going to really pick up speed, and they know that. Daniel Webb, did you and the Man Bun get your White House press pass yet? Gotta get used to it, Alex.
We didn't get it yet.
I need to.
Yeah, I know.
I definitely need to. Yeah, that's kind of that's a great couple, man. The Man Bun and the Alpha guy. I guess whatever. All right. Never interfere with the enemy when they are in the process of destroying themselves. 100% Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Yep, Beverly Adams. Thank you, Beverly. Oh, and I got some great guests coming up for the General's tent. I have Cosmic. You should join in on this one, Alex. I'm having the Cosmic Clearance grandkids of I think his name's Salter or something like that. The grandfather's name was Daniel Salter. Well, I have Daniel and Derek coming on, the grandsons. They're going to be that's on the General's tent on Nino'sCorner.tv. We're going to be talking about. Ask whatever you want about aliens and UFOs, and they reveal a lot of stuff and they disclose a lot of stuff. So they're going to take all questions. And I think I'm going to bring 𝗂𝗏 back on in April. So April, Juanito will be back on. I think that's when things are going to get pretty hot on the border.
Yeah, we're coming up on the season of sacrifice, right? The 40 days of
what happens? I mean, and then what? I mean.
So that window's wide open. They always do. They're always up to no good during that time, that time of year. So
Mark Anthony's up right now, folks, at Nino'sCorner.tv. In fact, when I get off here, I'm gonna upload it. It'll be up all day tomorrow. I had Ben Burkham on there talking about the border. I brought Mark Anthony who just did a guest appearance. He's on Nino'sCorner.tv right now talking about the cartels are teaming up to fight within Mexico internally and America. So, I keep thinking of that like documentary with Black Hawk Down or whatever. It's just on Netflix right now. It's the Black Hawk documentary. It's amazing. Have you seen it?
No. From what happened in the 90s?
Yes, dude. You should, when you're done with this, if you have time, go watch that. That's the best documentary, hands down, on Netflix right now. One of the best documentaries I've ever seen. I think it's like 3 episodes, maybe 4, but I think it's 3. But it's a limited series, and it's just epic. And it talks about what happened in Somalia. And I think that could be just like what happens in Mexico, because these guys are not going to just give up. So
no, definitely not.
I don't know. I think they're being underestimated, but we shall see. And I'm here on the border, so I'm hearing it all. And so is Mark Anthony. So Mark Anthony came on Nino'sCorner.tv and relayed a lot of intel, and it's the same stuff I'm hearing. So we talked about it on there. I really appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Is there another super chat?
I think that was all of it. Oh yeah, there is. Yeah. John.
Yeah, let's get him. And then twice in the same day, Nino, you're the man. I just with you were at the speech to escort out the knucklehead representative from Texas who got tossed.
At the beginning of the State of the Union, he just joined at the beginning when that guy was getting tossed.
Okay. I thought he was one of the dudes that threw his ass out. I was like, what? Wait, what's going on here? Okay, Sancho needs to box him out. Thanks for all you do. Little does he know, his wife and my kids. All right, folks, we're out of here. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. All right, I'll see you then, brother.
Yep. See you there.
All right, guys. Peace.
All right.